Hello there, and welcome once again to another video tutorial for Sure. If you have been following our previous tutorials, you should already have an account created in Sure. You should have a project like the one I have created here, and you should also have a contract. But right now, the contract and all the information is empty. And in this tutorial, we are going to start adding some contents, and we are really going to start working on what Sure is created for, that is to manage sites for your supervision projects. The concept of sites is in Sure is not the same as the concept that you might have from a construction perspective. In a construction perspective, a site it's a place where constructions are being developed. In Sure's perspective, a site is similar to what you have in FIDIC. It is an independent budget that can be executed regardless of what is going on in the rest of the contract. Let's say, for example, if we are following the same project that we have created here for our pipes for water supply, one site could perfectly be one of the reservoirs. Another site could be the laying of water pipes. Another site could be the general expenses that are considered as a separate chapter in the budget. Or they can be sections in the contract that has to be delivered at different times for taking over certificate by the employer. Defining which sites do you have in your contract is one of the critical decisions that have to be taken at the beginning of the works, and that will imply how well you can use different tools that Sure provides to you. If you are not really understanding at this point what I mean by site, let's just start looking at it through an example. For the example, I have created an Excel sheet, of course, simplifying what it will be a construction budget. I mean, a construction budget is huge. Here I'm doing something easy, but well, I'm sure you can see the similarities of how it will be done with a bigger project. This is the typical format that we have for a construction contract. We have a summary, and here in the summary you can see that we have three chapters: general items, site 1, site 2. If we go to the general items, where we see that there's a series of items that will be implemented, that they do have a quantity, a unit rate, and a total price, and that gives us the total of the chapters. And if we, when we add up, we have the total budget for the construction. And in here, you can see what I meant by site. I mean, it is clear that the project can be implemented, and the general items, site 1 and site 2, can be treated different and should be treated different, since they have different budgets with probably different execution times, and most likely with even different resident engineers and different teams that are controlling these projects. So after understanding this, let's go to Sure, and let's start adding the three sites that we have defined in our example budget. To add a site, we need to go to the contract that we want to work on, and just click on the link to add site. Here we will write the name of the chapter from the project, which will actually be the site. General items. Items. You can give a description if you like, and you also have dates linked to the site. By default, these dates are the same dates that have been defined previously for the contract. That means the system assumes that the commencement date of the site will be the same commencement date of the contract. It will have the same construction end date, and it will have the same deferred liability period. These dates can be edited by the user, I mean by you, when you are adding a site. Um, of course, there are certain restrictions, like the construction end date of the site cannot be after the construction end date of the contract, etc. But we will see that later on. For now on, let's just say that we add general items that will be implemented during the same period of the construction, and we just click Save. This will take us again to our contract page with the contract information, and down here we already see that we have added a site called General Items. We can click on here, and you see, of course, it's empty, and since we gave to the site the same commencement date and end date of the contract, where we have the same percentage of time pass. And right now, this is the only thing we have, right? Now let's go ahead and add site 1. Let's just do exactly the same as for the previous one. You say site 1. And in this one, I would say that the end date will not be in 30th of November 2021, but let's say it will be in June. We can click Save here. You see that the system has added already site 1, and if you go here, you see that you have a different construction end date, while the commencement date and the deferred liability period are the same. Now let's go back to the contract. Let's add our last site, which is site 2. And just for this case, let's imagine that we would like to finish this contract on November 2022. We try to save it here, and oops, we get the warning that I was telling you before. The end of construction date for this element is after the contract's end date. So as you can see, this is a warning that you cannot do this. So let's go to let's put it in 30th of November 21 was the original one. We click save, and now we should get the warning up. Yep, here it is. So now we have the 3 sites from our budget already added to the contract. In the next video, we will show you how to add the budget for the contract, which is actually it is adding the budget for each individual site. Okay, I hope this is useful for you, and I hope I will see you for the next video tutorials in this series. Thank you very much. Bye.